Hi friends, welcome back to our spy game campaign, HexCrawl. I am joined by three lovely human beings this week to delve back into the scene of international espionage and action. And we're playing the spy game, the game that we made and published. If you fancy checking that out, if you actually want to play the game that we're playing tonight, then you can check that out at blackcatsgamingshop.com. You go buy it now. It's available for everybody. Let's go around and have a chat, check in with people. We were off last week, so yeah, I didn't get to talk to your lovely mouths and see your lovely faces. Sorry, Susie. Let's start as ever with Noir. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Very excited to be back because I've been missing my boy Ope. Excited to see how he's gonna get out of this particular situation. Uh, of course, as always, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma, and on TikTok as just Noir Enigma. And that's because it's my choice now. And please check out my YouTube video. I'm like three subscribers away from 100, which will let me get my custom URL. And I'm gonna have a new video out today that'll teach you how to use Snapcam and VoiceMod to spice up your streams.
Sweet.
That's me.
Yeah, sweet man. Thanks. You had a bit of a spicy week, right? But you got a chair out of it. I understand.
Oh yeah, I've got a new. Oh man, this thing is falling apart and it's squeaky.
Yeah, can hear that.
So I've got a brand new chair coming because of all of the people that were so kind as to support me on coffee, which was really kind. I had a big cry about it.
Oh, of course, yeah. Okay, I'm glad you get the chair.
Yeah, I'm glad to. Thank you all again, and I'm gonna stop before I have another big cry on stream. You'll never see this.
Oh, I ain't done with you yet, son. With this episode's gonna
You'll
be
never get these
corker.
tears.
Oh, Susie, were you crying earlier because of working out?
I'm being bullied. I would just like to put in a complaint to Nintendo. I was incredibly bullied by their software earlier today. Oh, tell you, Ring Fit is no joke, friends. It's no joke. Like, it's like, oh, defeat this cute little polyp thing by doing 100 squats now. And I'm like,
what setting have you got it on? Because I've never done 100 squats.
So, in fairness, I did put it on intense because my stupid gremlin brain was like, past 3 weeks, I've been smashing out some like freaking boxing workouts. I got that. I don't got it. I don't got it. I was on the floor trying to do knee raises and I'm like, no more, please.
Nintendo is making you pay for your hubris.
Yeah. But, you know, slowly getting some guns going, like tiny baby muscles are appearing, so it's worth it, I hope. I did immediately undo all of that work today by eating a huge poutine for my lunch, however, so.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
It was delicious. Worth it. Worth it.
Fair enough. What are you up to this week? What have you got going on?
Oh, boy.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Throwdown Thursdays where I play fighting games. And I'm getting into Tekken again with Kurt, who actually, if you'd missed it, ran a fantastic spy game on Sunday, The Agents of Dagger. It was shouted out in our Discord, but please do tune in for the next one for that because it was really, really juicy. So I'll kick his ass tomorrow, you know, to level out these compliments because, you know, I'm like with friends, I can't give you too many compliments. So I have to kick his ass tomorrow. And then on Friday, it is Freebooting Friday, where we are pirates in Sea of Thieves. And the return of Groggery Mails, which has been living rent-free in my head for a week. Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome.
Other than that, I just do my After the Fire on Saturday is the other thing
it's
that
back.
I'm in. And I'm in trouble, probably. Definitely. So we'll see how that pans out for me / Maria on Saturday. Yeah. Other thing, it's Justin's birthday today, my husband's birthday. He's old.
Happy birthday, old elbow.
Yeah, he's no longer the golden elbow, he's now the olden elbow. So
Nice.
happy birthday to the Olden Elbow. Okay, I'm done. Thanks.
And we're down a Pope this week. He is looking after his partner who's a little bit unwell. We wish you all the best, and I hope they get well really, really soon. But Lynn is back with us as per usual. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Good.
Excited to get back in this, and yeah, I don't know. There's probably gonna be destruction. We are unsupervised.
It's
true. He's in
We'll
chat.
be I mean,
Just watch out.
I can't blow anything up, so that just means that you might murder a bunch of people,
Maybe.
and Athrena will leave me for dead. That's all.
Damn.
Wow. Awkward.
She will take Boom Buzzer for her own, cover it in stickers.
Make it only deploy little like sticky web grenades as opposed to
Oh.
like any decent like.
Is
blowing
there
up
a ghost
things.
template in the spy game yet? Because there's gonna need to be.
Yeah. We can make it happen. Can make it happen. Cross over the like 5e monsters. Be fine. But Lynn, did you finish your? I think did I see you finished your Gundam?
Yeah, I finished it. It is now sitting on my shelf, and I would bring it out, but I do not want to move it. It is now where it is because it's just like you bring it out, like, and then it drops, and then you cry. But I have more now coming in, so that's the first one. Bunch of ones, and I had just been doing a lot of reference stuff or a lot of pictures, and God, I needed a sword. I bought a sword, and I'm just waiting for it to come.
We're all treating each other. No one's getting a chair. You're getting a sword. I'm getting a wig. Susie, I don't know what you're getting. Elbows?
Sports bras? Does that count?
Yeah.
Susie's getting the gains.
Sure. There you go. Yeah.
Susie's handing out tickets to the Swoller coaster.
Smaller coaster. Oh my god. I can't. All right. Yeah. What should I plug? Yeah, we're back this Saturday with After the Fire. I am very, very stoked. It's going to be an episode of Susie. We've got Tom and Millie. We're going to focus down a bit now on just 3 characters. So it's going to be who are their in character names? Enzo and Faye are in High Garden, obviously, and they're going to be doing what they need to do, exploring bits of the plot and the subterfuge of the High Garden court. And then we're going to see how Miria actually dies, I guess, by guard or whatever. I don't know.
Sam, how could you?
Mate, you have got a challenged intrigue to get out of that situation.
It's be fine. I got it. It's fine. So just as a reminder, you can donate to give dice during After the Fire. Just saying. Just saying.
They don't apply in this stream. You'll have to wait.
Yeah.
I can't add them in after the fact. That doesn't remind me to bring up my stream alerts though, because then I will miss stuff. I will try. If there's a big flashy thing, I'll try and look for it. We were rolling. You don't need to be rolling hit dice. Look at your HP. We're gonna sort that out.
All right, I get more.
We like to live dangerously.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, I remember I rolled last time. Oh.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh, mate, I think your mic's gone again.
Nope, I just muted myself.
Okay.
I forgot. I said,
thank God.
I
Okay, good.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 on my hit die. So
Good. I gave them a level chat in between sessions because I felt bad about abducting Op. But now I don't because we're going to have some amazing juicy fruits. I'm here for it.
yeah.
So let's get into it. I even wrote tonight's Smooth report. Like I actually prepped.
Oh
Stuff.
God, I can't wait to
No.
what the heck?
Well, there were some important things about it, right?
Oh
Get this
yeah.
going a little bit.
Yeah.
Face-to-face negotiations on the possible trade. Oh no, hang on a minute. That's the very top of it. That's the first thing we ever did. Let me start that again. Take 2. The campaign to leave the identities of the Zabrovnian Palace attackers has reached a record 100 million signees, as membership of the Hex Group community breached that number on Tuesday. In a comment, the group's grassroots founder, Nadir Softik, thanks those with a conscience for their solidarity and their sense of justice for the people of the country. The attack on the government palace in downtown left 4 dead and 3 wounded. 2 of the casualties were office workers, Idris Hodzik and Elmer Zovko. Their families today pay tribute to their lives in private ceremonies, away from the media attention from within the country. While the Zabrovnian government has the main perpetrator in custody, it is still looking for anyone with information on the van identified leaving the scene. In response to the attacks that have occurred whilst a joint US-EU trade delegation is in talks to lift sanctions on the country and work with the government, President Alexandrov has implored his government team to continue the talks that he labelled as highly productive so far. The talks have been relocated to an undisclosed resort within the country to crunch the remainder of the visit. And for Nyx and Athena, that is where you find yourselves after the incident, shall we call it. A briefing has gone round. The dignitaries and the staff and everything that are at the embassy, that the talks are getting moved to the ski resort that Sherlock had proposed, and that were kind of on the cards anyway. And so you have a day, pretty much. So, like, let's say kind of an afternoon and an evening to pack your stuff up, get prepared to go, and then you'll be leaving the next day. So if there is anything that you want to do in terms of intel gathering, planning, or investigation work, now's the time in between grabbing your things and packing a suitcase.
Okay, I think I'd want to just do some like low-level probing about what people know about the attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's one thing what's in the news and what's being spread around, especially with these diplomatic, groups, what they know. So yeah, I would be like trying to gather just information about what information is known and what rumors are going around. See if anyone's slightly on the tail of us, maybe perhaps.
Sure. Did you want to go about that through Hex? Did you want to use your like Hex Eye viewer thingy, your little algorithmic thing? Did you want to do that more as actual tradecraft, like actual legwork?
Yeah, I think it's more actual legwork, talking over the cooler kind of thing, like down in the cafe or whatever, just being like, what's what happened, it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Why don't you roll an espionage check for me? To get some decent intel, to get some accurate intel, is going to be fairly difficult just from within the embassy and the kind of contacts that you've got. Things in the capital have been a little bit under lockdown.
Never mind, it's a 9.
Yeah, I mean, you get a mixture of rumors from, protesters turned terrorist to, it's probably someone literally probably says spies to your face as well. But you don't get any kind of clear information. There's certainly been this kind of groundswell across Hex of certain ways that it's treated the attack. From the outside in, people don't want to give the perpetrators the kind of press that they maybe wanted. You could look at it one way, that kind of information is being suppressed. You could maybe look at it the other way, that people are genuinely upset and want to not have that happen. But unless you look into it more in terms of kind of the algorithm, you won't be sure.
I think over the night, right during the day, in that evening, I do the talking to the people around, see what they have. But then, because you can only know so much about those in your immediate circle and those in the wider, right? So, yeah, I check the algorithm and over the nighttime.
Nix, is there anything kind of during the day and the evening that you want to accomplish as well?
I think she wants to just keep tabs on the security, how the security has changed, and any changes to specifically like bodyguard details and stuff. The people that they're going to bring in to this new location.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe a little bit on foot, a little bit of talk during the conference, and also maybe a little bit of surveillance from Boom Buzzer, a little bit using.
Okay, so
to kind of get to places that she necessarily can't get.
Yeah.
On foot.
So did you want to see how security had changed, like at the palace as opposed to at the venue or at the embassy? I want to
see what if specifically what's his name? Our target. Sorry, my brain just like.
That's all right. Havel,
what Havel's like detail looks like in comparison, because we do know that like he probably does know that we went through, like, we took something and also like got like two of his people. So
and you wanted to do this kind of on foot by actual kind of observation work? Okay, sure. Getting to the palace is actually incredibly difficult. They've essentially cordoned off the street around it. But you are within range to get Boom Buzzer up into the sky, and then the camera has a pretty good zoom and can zoom in on certain kind of offices and like where you were and stuff to get a kind of a view of that. So using Boom Buzzer will let you make this, I think, and then if you roll for me a perception check, then I can give you some basic information and then offer a few questions up to you if it's good.
Okay, so 1 second. Perception. There we go. That's one of my new things.
Nice.
Sweet.
Oh no, 20 is nice. Okay,
nice.
Yeah, so some basic intel about kind of what you see. The palace itself is very heavily guarded now. The soldiers have essentially pushed out kind of onto the street. There's like, I'd imagine there's like a wire link fence has been erected up there, like you might see around construction sites. There is literally only one in, one out now. And there's like APCs and stuff parked out on the street. A helicopter buzzes by once while you're there. A military helicopter rather than police or anything like that. But you get Boom Buzzer into the sky and you cycle around the south offices where you were and where you'd infiltrated. And it seems most of it's cordoned off and a few of the windows have been boarded up. To where you didn't actually go into the office, but basically the kind of the rooms or the offices that are opposite the conference room are boarded up, but have evidence of kind of glass having been broken and cleaned up after. You try and get a look in to particularly the western side of those southern offices, where Havel's office is and where the department of the information and communication stuff is, and you look through a couple of the big glass windows into Havel's office, and it is entirely empty. Whilst you're there, no one goes in or out of that office. there is a solitary, what appears to be office worker, working in that computer room where you clobbered those two script kiddies.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, she's just kind of, from what you see, just working casually at the desk. You know, coffee to her side. It's nothing kind of out of the ordinary, particularly with that. But through the rest of the windows, the offices seem closed.
Right, so. Which means he's probably locked down on some degree, and whatever detail he has for this new location is probably going to be elevated quite a bit. So.
Yeah, so returning back to the embassy that evening, I guess relating that to Athrena. That's kind of what you've managed to gather from that. You're both essentially shared, as all of the delegates are, some of the basic details about the venue that you're going to. It's a ski resort up to the north in the mountains. It's not too high, but it is just about getting snow at this time of the year, and so you're just kind of pre-season. It's not completely isolated. Mm-hmm. In essence, this ski resort is built around an old village, and is still a functioning village. A lot of the residents there, a lot of essentially the citizens that are there, will work the ski season. Then there'll be seasonal workers will come in. Sometimes foreign nationals too will work the resort. But it's actually a village of local businesses, and so the ski resort provides them with a seasonal clientele that can spend a lot of money, and it'd be quite favourable for them. So there are basic amenities that you might need. There is a little grocery store. There is, a local bar. There is all those little kind of small, like large village, kind of small town amenities. So, you know, anything that you might think of, there's a good chance you might be able to get it. But you know, they'll probably have. It's not as accessible, say, to like hex drop shipping or anything as usual. So I'm actually going to take that singular like ability away from the hex devices. So there's no hex drop ship, unfortunately, to this. So you know, they'll get a truck in once a week for the bar, once a week for the grocery store. They'll have some. It's pretty remote, but it's, you know.
Is it one of those situations where it's one road out sort of thing, or are there multiple, like?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
It's essentially, you know, there would be like a kind of a north-south road.
Okay.
That the village is built around, that cuts through.
How far away from from the capital would that be?
Probably at least a good 70 miles.
Okay.
It's decent.
Yeah. Yep.
That's easy. I'm thinking back to an alpine holiday I once went on. So.
I mean, you were just describing where I grew up, except not in a mountain. So I'm like, I trained for this my whole life. Let's go.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a grocery store.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That I imagine is there because of the resort. In that sense. But yeah, like you know, I went to an off season, not a ski resort, but more like a kind of all in kind of resort thing. But so it was lots of walks at the time, but it did do skiing during that season. But yeah, it was basically built kind of. The hotel was just next to a village, and you know, if you wanted to actually just get out of the hotel, I mean, a hotel had everything like a bar and everything like that, but you just went into the village. But this is this resort that you're going to isn't so much a hotel as it is a series of lodges, and you could basically infer that they've basically either booked the resort out completely, so there'll be no one else there besides the locals, or it's just so kind of off season, or it's just about to start that there's not really going to be anybody there. But you've got some details about, that, this is where we'll be staying. These are the local amenities and that kind of thing.
And they source employees from the town, basically. Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Link. Just cycling back for that perception check. Is there any one other question you would want to try and get from that scene that would make sense from what you can see from that scene? So you've essentially got eyes on the palace from, quarter of a mile up, and so you can zoom in on, different office windows and stuff like that. But you could ask me something about the palace, about the little area around it, even maybe about the kind of escape route that you took.
Are the embassy, specifically our embassy, the one being like, is it uniform security, or are they put particular attention on certain aspects, like maybe the U.S. embassy, if they just to see what suspicion level there is?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Around the palace is very much uniformed security. It's the army.
Yeah.
But there haven't been visitors to the American embassy. It's its own little office complex. It's not like a big terrace, like it's bunched up or anything in the city centre. It's a little bit further out. And so there. Maybe you've noticed an army truck pass by, like once. Helicopters off in the distance, as I kind of described, and where you are around the palace, that it'd buzz over. But they haven't really bothered the embassy, and no one has specifically told you, because it would probably be kind of eyes only, that there was any. They probably spoke to the embassy. They probably alerted the embassy to what happened. But no one's come to you or to Athrena particularly to talk about those issues or security measures or anything like that. Because I think essentially for your cover, you're too low down to be told, really. I guess there would have been a really awkward briefing, probably just as you were getting back, like bizarrely, that everyone kind of gets together in the kind of cafeteria and it's like explained that this thing's just happened. Just, check in with home, make sure you sell them you're okay, blah, 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 blah.
Time to put on the face of like, oh no, that's awful.
Sarcastic Kirk meme, yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
oh no. Yeah.
Excellent.
So that night, Athrena, you're looking at like the algorithm and what kind of hex is like, showing you and stuff. So make me an infotech check, and then again I can give you a bit of info and we can get some questions going as well, depending.
10. Oh, roll 20 has it out for me today.
10's okay though. So what kind of thing would you be looking for? Just the the kind of rhythm and what the kind of what the kind of information is showing you, what people kind of, what trends are kind of people have got going? Or
I actually want to use it as a deep dive, because we all know social media, whenever anything happens, in the wake of anything that's happened, social media immediately goes to identifying people, right? And there's always people with phones that are taking like shitty grainy pictures, or someone's tweeting like, yeah, I heard someone running through my garden at 3 a.m, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm looking for that kind of stuff. I'm looking for anything that might identify us or identify where they took up, right? Because someone's going to be tweeting like, oh, I saw some military trucks, what's going on, you know? And I'm going to look for incidences of that. So I'm looking for all these kind of like things through that.
Yeah, so essentially looking for your footprint, but through other people's eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you know that bit in Batman, right, where he gets Lucius Fox to tap into everyone's phones? Oh, it's in one of the Batman movies, and it's basically he makes surveillance cameras of all of Gotham with everybody. I'm doing that.
through like like through like social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
You deep dive, essentially following your route from the palace, in the van afterwards, to the club that you got into.
Oh, I forgot we did that.
And then down through the, streets, pretty much on foot, I guess, to get to the embassy again. And, there is a little bit of footage from a few different little angles. Very much the stuff now that we're used to seeing, camera phones and stuff like that, of people seeing the van, recording it as it went past. You get a bit of a trail towards the club, and then there's a couple of videos of club goers who have managed to get their phones out quick enough and get the camera working that they've they're videoing the police and a couple of the army guys coming in and kind of going through the crowd, looking at people, grabbing people, looking at faces, that kind of thing. But that's kind of on social media, in a sense, where the trail goes dead. Because you know exactly what you're looking for. You do get a little snippets of like, oh, I thought I saw someone shifty like down there, and you think, oh, that could have been us, actually. But there's nothing incriminating from that point on. The van is the main identifier for people on social media. But the interesting thing about all of these little videos, all of these little, whatever the tweets are in this, like whatever the little messages are, whatever the little status alerts are about, oh yeah, I was there when I saw that van and I was in that club or whatever. And anything that really goes into any detail, it's quite apparent to you and how that you can look into the algorithm that it's it's being discredited, or something that looks quite legitimate to you in terms of a witness report is you can see the reaction. The trend of the reaction is about conspiracy and about essentially just trying to kind of discredit the poster. So anything that would go viral in that sense goes viral to a small group of people, and the algorithm is very good at controlling that and moving that around, containing it essentially.
I think at some point too, Nyx probably brings Boom Buzzer to Thrina and just like, is there anything here that it's a long shot, but something that can lead back to Op? It's like she'll give her the drone and the sunglasses or the headset.
She looks incredibly guilty as she accepts them, but she'll show the screen and show everything that she's found through Hex. Those snippets, people saw things, little bits, but it's not taking hold.
Oh, that's good. Or they're making it look like we're certain things. So
I'm sure once they've got what they want, they'll form their narrative and then that will go viral. But right now they're suppressing everything until they can sort it. So we have a grace period. I don't see anything regarding Op, his name, his identity, his face. That hasn't been revealed yet.
That was a long shot. Well, maybe once we get Havel and deal with that, they can send someone in, or we can deal with that. I don't think Heck's gonna want to have someone with his expertise, left.
Yeah.
And I think Nyx is, seeding something where she can, she's been for like the last few days in the conference been kind of plaguing, you know how people are when they first kind of start coming down with something. She's been kind of like playing at that a little bit.
Nice. Okay. It's at this point that there is a buzz or a bleep or little ring tone, whatever your hex device does when you've got a message. And you go into your messaging app, and under the encrypted chat for the operation, there's a notification. As you open it up, the phone, the camera reads your biometrics in order to identify you correctly because of the encryption of the classified information about it. And Sherlock's message to your handler is there, requesting, what should we do with Op now, compromised, captured, etc. And underneath that, there is just one word: burn.
Damn.
Oh. Okay.
I think Nyx probably just looks at Ether and it's like, no. Guess that means you know what happens if you get captured. Extra careful.
Three just looks really sad. All right, well, we better get some rest.
It's gonna be a long trip, so. Make sure you sleep well.
She just looks at you. She's got like the biggest bags under her eyes. Behind her desk is just covered in like Red Bull cans. I almost said Iron Bull.
Iron Bull can.
New brand.
The whole thing is
Very
entirely different. It's very strong. Very potent. Anyway, yes. Anyway, Serena tries to go to sleep. That looks just like a really fucking comfy armchair, though.
It's like...
That looks.
Or it looks like you're like melding into the tombstone. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Alright, it's over to you, buddy.
Okay. And I'm back. All right, what's up?
Noah, what is Op's real name?
Op's real name is Edward. Edward McNeely.
Nice. Does Edward have any family?
He's got an estranged dad. He doesn't talk to very often, and that's it. He
Okay.
I actually do have this. He's got a sad backstory. It was just him and his dad after his mother and his sister were in a car accident, and they didn't make it. So it was just him and the dad, and the dad blamed Edward, and so Edward retreated into his tinkering.
Okay. So, cold and blindfolded, with your hands restrained behind your back, probably by a one of those like grip ties. You are walked first, trudging a little bit in the snow, and then that sound kind of gets enveloped a little bit, and now you're walking on concrete. It's not as breezy anymore, and then a couple of double doors you can hear creak open in front of you. You walked a few more feet, and then the blindfold is whipped off. The cuffs holding you are loosened. And to your, the guy who's doing that, who's bringing you in here, walks back a few feet. You're stood in front of a few lockers, but to the left you can see another agent, and you can see, a little kind of block there with like a shower and a shower curtain. And there's two like stairs up to the left and to the right here in this kind of perfect little kind of U-shape kind of lobby bit that you're in, I guess. It's quite dark in here. It's still quite very cold. And you can hear the blip, the whir, and the buzz of a lot of computing equipment coming from both of the stairs to your left and right.
He's just gonna take a look around.
The guard behind you, to your right on the map there, is just stood, hands down, clasped, just by his front, and he's not pushing you around. He's not looking aggressive in any way. He is now basically stood on post. Agent pretty much to your left, similar, and they're letting you just do what you want.
No chance any of you gentlemen have a cigarette, huh?
The guard behind you actually reaches into his pocket and grabs a cigarette.
Am I handcuffed or am I able to?
No, you. They've clipped them.
Okay, so he's just gonna kindly. You got a light. They don't let me carry things as I am probably risk.
The guy there's a little curl of a smile on one side of his mouth, but he is already bringing out another cigarette for himself. He lights one, and then he goes to basically light yours off his.
Oh, okay. Thanks, buddy. Want to hear a joke?
He says some words to you in Russian.
You probably wouldn't get it, but imagine you're at a bar and there's a line of people waiting to take a swing at you. That's the punchline.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you.
Nothing. Okay. He is going to. What are they guarding? Like, what's this guy here? Is this a door?
Yeah, there's a small set of double doors there that actually you've come through, and are now closed behind you.
And they're both looking at me. Okay. I'm just going to start taking a step over here, see if anybody stops me.
Nope, no one stops you.
All right, then I'm just gonna walk over to the computer sounds.
And there you can see a huge array of monitors, a lot of light blue screens, a lot of dark mode social media, overlays, and all of this stuff, all of this SEO, all of this analysis work. It looks very similar to anything you saw that Athrena managed to grab from those script kiddies in the apartment when she was looking through Hex. This is similarly how they're looking through Hex. There are a few script kiddies around. You can hear the clacking of keyboards right off to the left there. You can see a couple, directly in front of you there, but you can't quite yet see the figure that sat at the main computer just off to the kind of center because of the vast array of screens.
So I'm gonna take one more step forward, blow a cloud of smoke very visibly, and go. So why am I being allowed in here? What's the play here?
The figure of Havel spins round on a office chair that's being suspended from the desk in front of it, and essentially has no no wheels, no legs apart from that.
That's some good bad guy furniture right there.
Right. And he turns to you, stands up, and says, "Mr. McNeely, welcome."
Oh, okay. It was only a matter of time. Hello, Havel. It's me, Major Tom Bowie.
Welcome to ground control.
Looks like. So, I'm not dead yet, so that means that there's something you want.
In time, but it's more that I wanted to show you something.
Are you gonna monologue? Because I would love a monologue.
I mean, I can if you want me to.
I think I might like it here. He just kind of passes by this guy on the computer, pats him on the back. All right, so what do you want to show me? Is it gonna be a picture of I don't know, my dog and some guy with a sniper scope aimed at my dog or something like that? Is that what's gonna happen?
No, nothing so banal or terrible.
I mean, cool, because I don't have a dog.
No, just an estranged father to barely speak to. Since your move to France from the Royal Legion.
You're good. You're good. You're good. I mean, I will neither confirm nor deny the accuracy of that statement, as is protocol.
I remember the protocols.
Do you?
If you are working for who I think you are working for, then yes, I do.
I told you before. I work for Geico, and we were just trying to talk to you about your car's expired warranty.
I don't take warranties. And neither do you. Your mechanical and technical abilities. You're a perfect candidate.
What do you want, Havel? You already know that I am not going to give you anything. And even if I were attached to whatever entity that you think I am, there's not a single intelligence agency in the world that wouldn't burn me. So I have nothing of value for you.
Oh, they've likely already issued the order to burn you. They don't want you talking to me.
Well, I guess that's one win in your favor because we're talking.
Who is your handler? Do you know them? Have you ever met them? Or do you just speak to them on an app? Through some messaging service? Have you ever heard their voice? Have you verified it's a real person?
I mean, pardon me, sir, but I am not a package. I don't have a handler.
I doubt that you are the handler.
I don't know anything, Havel.
No.
I'm just.
So let me show you. This, and he motions around to all the monitors. This is Hex. This is its algorithm. This is a lens through which we see their manipulation at work. I know about this manipulation because I am one of its founding coders.
Didn't take you for much of a code monkey.
Thank you. I guess.
It's the cleaning up the neck area. That's what threw me off.
Every trend measured, every post controlled, every result for your eyes only. You search for something on Hex, you get the results that they want you to see, that their companies want you to see. I search for the same thing and different results come up. Does that not ever worry you?
Oh, it's terrifying. If you can control the information and how it's filtered to people, you can shape the populace. It's terrifying.
Hex is no longer just the trusted source for information. It is the platform to get your information. And yet in this kind of decentralization of authors and messaging, they have somehow found a way to filter it, to manipulate it, to get things viral in front of your face. Have you ever thought about a thing that you might need? A product you might want? And next time you boot up Hex, your assistant is already has a selection for you.
It's happened a time or two.
Your assistant knows you better than you do. So do they. But to them, you are not a person. You are both a commodity and you are a market.
So is this the sales pitch to get me to turn? Is that what this is?
I would hope that you would see the truth behind what is happening here. But perhaps let me explain. In the late 2010s, I was approached by a secret EU branch to overthrow the Zabrovnian democratic government and install a military Republican dictator. We succeeded. But this, unfortunately, laid the foundations for Project Obelisk. This was the Olympus scenario. Could you control purely control the message of a population. So much so that you have the perfect lens, the perfect mirror for your propaganda messaging. Now, propaganda is nothing new. And we know about this from years ago. The Nazis excelled at their messaging, but it was clumsy. They kept hammering the same message. And then things started to change with that kind of way of doing things. It's to do with the leanings of the different press outlets. But then it started to really become a monopoly, people buying up the press, and soon people become so much more dissuaded by that. And so they turned to themselves to try and speak the truth and get their own messaging. But with Hex's development, the algorithm points you where it wants to point you, or it points you where it thinks you want to go. This was at the heart of the Olympus scenario.
Letting people drive their own way through the propaganda. It's clever.
Precisely. Hearts and minds of a completely different kind. Everything we learned about target audience analysis, all of that data that people accumulate, it was an incredible, powerful resource that with the right work, the right algorithms, you could control everything that everyone sees at any time. And this is Hex.
I had a pretty general understanding of that and this entire concept. This isn't anything new to me, Havel, so what is it that you want me to do?
Just listen. Not quite finished. And so in a way, Alexandrov and I had paved the way for Hex to dominate these techniques. And now Hex is the platform. The next step from the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web was the next step from the internet, as it originally was. You cannot access the online world now without going through Hex, so they have the monopoly. But now, the president and I have gone off message. We've been trying here, and he motions around him, to undo the work that those in control of the platform wish to exert. They don't like that, and so I think they sent you to kill me, destroy this work, whatever it is, to get their small little Hex in Southeast Europe back on the network.
Well, that's theory. I think someone among the creators of Hex was thinking a little bit bigger than the rest of you.
I think so too. I believe there is a group of people, a very small group of people, who are a cabinet of people who have huge multinational assets at their disposal in order to manipulate societies, the global markets, countries' whole industries, from military to agriculture, all for their own greed, profit, gain, and power. I believe these are the people who are behind the platform, and that we are stuck. But I tell you one thing that your presence here proves to me is that somewhere in that theory, I am right. Because they sent you. And your friends. And he taps a few keys on his keyboard. Not in like a stupid movie way, sorry, like a proper, like he's actually tapping out a message and pulling up a few things. He brings up a window and then he does that thing that you can do like on in like stores where you blow up on like all the monitors. And on every monitor that's around you to that like northern bit, you see good HD camera footage that appears from the angle from this. You can tell that it's from a camera just above the door to the conference room in the south offices. It shows Sherlock going inside the conference room. It shows Athrena following him. It shows Nyx at the other end of the corridor. And his app crops and enhances those faces. I assume this is your team.
I've never seen those people a day in my life.
Do you want one more take of that?
Okay, take two. I've never seen those people a day in my life, but they're cute though.
What was your plan at the offices? Now we've corroborated the security footage from the conferences, and it's clear that you were embedded in the delegation. It's a good cover.
Okay. So, priority one for the mission was earlier that day during delegation. I had a really nice cheese Danish, right? And then, stupid me, I left the cheese Danish. And like I had a hankering for it, but the bakery was closed. So I was just like, I'm just gonna go back to the one that I already paid for. Things got out of control. Now I'm here. It's wild.
This is a shame.
And somebody else probably got that Danish now.
We order them into the office all the time. It's very easy.
So, you've got a picture of these people. I'd imagine there's already been a nationwide manhunt for them underway.
No, not yet.
Smarter to keep it quiet. Let them think they're safe. Okay. I heard your pitch, and I think I dig it. You want to know what the mission was? I'll tell you. And I'll even show you something really cool. In exchange, I mean, they're really cute. You should probably just leave them alone.
I think they deserve to know the truth. I think you're working for the wrong people.
And I think once I show you a pretty cool trick, you'll realize that you have been looking at the small picture and not the big picture. Yes, being able to control the populace with propaganda that they drive themselves into is a great way to control a nation, but if everybody has Hex in their hands, and you have absolute control over Hex, then you really don't need to be bothered with the propaganda, but you don't really understand what that means just yet because you are infatuated with the small picture and not the big picture.
Now you're monologuing.
I know, it's cool, right? I just need to get one of those chairs.
He like stands behind it and like puts his hand on the back headrest and kind of, points to it.
Okay. Well, I imagine my phone was confiscated, right? May I? He points to the computer. Okay. This is a pretty cool magic trick. So during character creation, we come up with a secret for our characters.
Yep.
And Op's secret is that he discovered a glitch in Hex where it can be weaponized and made to explode a program that has it on there. He would like to demonstrate this by blowing up his phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna have him. Okay, la da 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 da. And whoever's taking care of evidence might have a bad day. Click.
Yeah. From one of the lockers behind, like, where you were, your blindfold was taken off. Essentially just explodes, goes bang behind you. That bang reverberates around this because you're just in this like, self-contained little bunkery type thing. That it's deafening for people. People essentially are deafened for like a good few seconds. And all the techies, all the script kiddies around you, all like either jump out their seats or cover their ears or something, and they're kind of you can see they're in pain. And Havel, is really kind of a little bit disorientated, but after 20 seconds or so, the guard from that brought you in, it's kind of holding like by an end, like this like smoking hex smartphone.
Anyone with a Hex enabled device is a target that I can deal with anywhere in the world. And not just me, my friends too. And they're looking for me.
Your friends can do this too.
Oh yeah. Well, they can't look for me now because I just got rid of the only way that they would have to find me, because I'm interested in what you have to say. And with the demonstration that I just showed you, I'd imagine that there is some value added to keeping me alive and happy. So, you gave me your sales pitch, I've just given you mine. Let's do business.
Our very own trade delegation.
And you're gonna need to order those danishes. They were really good.
I'll see what we can do. And he kind of, he'll wrinkle his forehead a little bit as he looks at the guard that brought you in, and the guard just kind of like nods and then walks back with the smoking phone. You have the advantage here, I'm afraid, Mr. McNeely, because I have not been involved in any trade delegations before, and you have a few days' worth of cover to overhear how things are going. So how do we start this? How do we start this negotiation?
Well, we need to put some. We need to put some cards on the table. Some things that are allowable and some things that aren't allowable. Those individuals on the screen. If any one of them is terminated or imprisoned, our deal is off immediately. I think that's fair.
If any of them take direct hostile action against me or this operation, its people again, then the deal is off.
Then I would ask for you to allow me one communication that will be overseen by you and your people so that I can call the dogs off. Is that fair?
Supervised?
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Very well.
Okay. I am going to ask something absolutely ridiculous, but I need to know if this is allowable for all of us. Is there an episode of Zeta where Zeta has to be a bad guy for a good cause?
100% there is, yeah. I knew this was coming. I knew this was fucking coming.
Dude, you ask me that kind of question, the answer is always fucking yes.
And it's just going to be the message is just going to be up here. I understand that I'm burned. Don't pursue Zeta season 2 episode 13 -2.
Okay. Does that come through as a text?
Yeah, I think in fact it comes through as a voice to, a text to voice from Boom Buzzer.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. What's the boom buzzer voice like? And I'm not going to necessarily get anyone to do a voice, but if you and your thing's playing up, right, Noir?
Yep.
Your modulator thing.
But, hold on, let's see if I can make something happen here.
See if it doesn't kill your sound again.
It sounds like Claptrap. I'm gonna fucking shoot it immediately.
Up here. Do not pursue. I understand I've been burned. Zeta, season 2, episode 13, -2. There it is.
So whilst you're in your room, Athrena, that just like... Oh no, sorry, it's with Nyx, right? Yeah.
Oh, I think they were working together with Boom Buzzer when it comes out.
So I want to kind of rewind just a touch and see what the two of yours reaction is to that message from the handler. Like, what does that conversation look like between them? Or, you have an opportunity now between the two of you to talk about like what you'd want to do as the characters there.
Athrina's clearly very struggling with the concept of leaving up, of burning up, even, despite the fact that they have become somewhat friends over the course of the mission. And she's clearly like, she's not vocalizing it. I think she looks very perturbed at the notion of having to do this.
I think maybe Nick's something wrong.
I've never had to do this before. I've never had an operation like this before that's gone like this. I've never had to burn someone that I knew.
No. You're gonna have to learn quick, because things happen. This happens. People you like are burned and you need to leave them. It's part of the job. You want to keep doing it, you have to get used to it.
Yeah. It really sucks, though. It really sucks.
That you also get used to.
I mean, like my part, I've never, the fields is not where I work. I'm somewhere with my computers. I'm hacking from millions of miles away. I've never been this close to it before.
And you want it to be, yes, they'll come back for you. They'll do things to make you feel better. That's not how this works.
I don't want to feel better. I just want to do something to help him. We got him in that situation. He gave me his armor. I'm the reason that he is captured now.
Let me tell you something about how this works from someone who's done this. The only thing that matters is the mission. We are all, to them, to each other, expendable. You're pieces, and you just have to get what you can out of it. That's something you have to know going into this. Me, you, Op, and Sherlock. Anything happens to us, mission still goes.
We might be disposable to them, but we're not to each other. One thing I know is we have to count on each other to watch our bags. And Up, as a fucking belligerent bastard that he is from time to time, at least always had our back, Nix.
And what if that involves going against mission?
I don't see why we can't do both.
God. I haven't heard that in a while. Well, once you have a few of these under your belt, there'll be something at a distance, and you'll still have the job.
Is it worth it?
Good living, high pay, still alive. I'm a guy, I can live with it.
No one you can love or trust. No one close to you.
It's the way of life here. You should really consider that if your heart's in it. Because I will tell you this, that there are people, most of us that work this, have the same mindset. We're alone, we live alone, and we depend on ourselves. Job's a job.
And Thrina, you can she's like lightly crying at this point. You know, tears are welling in her eyes. As she says, "Excuse me," and then she's gonna go into the bathroom, pull out her hex phone, and then pull out like in her personal thing, deeply encrypted, is a photo of her girlfriend, and she's just gonna look at that really sadly for a minute in the bathroom.
This was not the conversation Thrina needed.
And then she takes that moment, but then she closes the phone. She doesn't delete the picture, and heads out of the bathroom.
Would love it for that to be the moment that the message comes through on Boom Buzzer that she's in the bathroom, and Nyx is kind of, maybe you're not sure about whether you should wait for her or not. And then, dude, if you can give us that little message again, I fucking love it.
Oh, you know I'm already on it.
As Athrina's just looking at that image, just closing it down.
Hello, this is Op. I know I've been burned. Do not pursue. Xena season 2, episode 13, -2.
So you hear that from just outside the bathroom, and Nyx, you hear that from Boom Buzzer, that's just kind of sat at the end of Athrina's bed.
I think you just see like Nyx is like in ready mode, just like in case something happens. Like this thing just, she knows what Boom Buzzer's capable of. Like this could be like.
You hear from the bathroom like a crash sound of Athrina clearly dropping her phone as she like fucking scrambles and opens the door. She's like, "What the fuck was that?"
What the hell? That.
She comes over to Boom Buzzer and she's like,
Wait, be careful with that.
"Oh shit, yeah. Okay. So I heard it like through the wall, but I said it was up, right?"
Yes.
There would be a button to play the message again.
Press the button.
Yeah, it plays again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make Noir do it again.
There's two buttons. There's explode and there's playback message.
What the hell does that mean?
And they keep switching. No.
Yeah, they've got like a little digital display, like a stream deck. Yeah.
It's the rhythm game. Okay, so he said, don't pursue, he's been burned. And then he said, Xena, season 2, episode 13.
What the hell does that mean?
Let me think.
What did she, what's, she's like, what's Xena?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, Boomer.
Yeah.
Did you say that's the drone or no?
I think she just said, oh god.
That's my next Joe's name, okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
Athrina just looks at her like she's got 3 heads. It was a TV show. Up and I've been marathoning it. But there's an episode where, holy shit.
What is it?
So there's an episode where Xena, aforementioned warrior princess, has to act like she's with the villains for the great good. Right? She's a hero. She's the greatest fucking warrior ever. She does the flip. She does the war crash. She's got the chakrams. But in this,
so exactly this looks like just looks like.
In this 2-parter, she's gonna act like she's evil to ultimately, stop the evil. He's with Havel.
Oh.
What do we do about that?
That changes things. If he's with Havel, and presuming that this isn't some sort of way to lure the rest of us out for some leverage.
I mean, I did think about that to begin with, but then who else other than Op would be like, oh yeah, here it is. Here's the answer. Xena, fucking episode.
I suppose that Boom Buzzer could have just killed us at this moment. So.
You know, if it was a villain, they'd be like, oh, yes, friends, I am safe. Meet me at the shady parking garage where you definitely won't get bagged. You know, that's what the villain would have sounded like. Villain? What am I talking about? This isn't TV. But that he's alive and he's working with Havel.
Presumably.
We don't have to burn him.
That's not up to us.
Yeah, it is. It is. Then on the field, we are.
But if he has access to Havel, burned or not, that could be an asset to get what we need.
Mm-hmm. So we're not going to give up on him, right? Right?
As long as it doesn't... If he's with Havel, this could be a chance. Because Havel is not going to be... It's not going to be as easy this time to get to him. He knows we're after him, and despite evidence or not, probably has our faces and knows who we are.
That's a good assumption.
But if there's a way to get around that somehow, get him.
Well, if he knows who we are, we can challenge him more, I don't know, openly now? I don't know. If he knows our faces. If he has Op, if he's made Op talk in any way, he knows what we're here to do.
It's a good chance.
So what do we do at this ski resort place? We can't keep pretending that we are who we are. Or can we? I mean, clearly he hasn't passed anything on or sent any of his goons after us yet. Do we carry on pretending that everything's fine and that we don't know that he knows that we know that he knows?
We play this by ear. We go with this as a form of access. Just now, we know that we have to be extra cautious with it.
Mm-hmm.
Despite it being much more dangerous, it is going to be our only access point to Havel, unless Op gives us a chance otherwise.
If Op is with Havel and Havel is coming to these talks, then there's a chance he's bringing Op with him.
Could be. Depends on how much he trusts him.
I mean, I still don't trust Op as far as I could throw
No,
him.
that's good.
But
also presume that Havel doesn't trust Op either and might put in the position where he has to, either us or him.
I'm under no illusion that he'll use Op as bait or as a trap for us either, you know?
Well, we're just going to have to roll the punches then.
Mm-hmm.
Play along and adjust as it comes accordingly, because this is going to be not only play, and we have to get this done regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's more complicated now.
Shit. Though I'm glad he's still alive. Though if that motherfucker thinks he's Xena out of all of us, fucking kidding me, he's Joxer and everyone knows that.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's fine. He'll know. He'll know I'm calling him out for his shitty Xena takes. All right. So we just gotta... Oh, fuck. Where's fucking Sherlock?
Probably talking with the delegation handlers, trying to smooth things over, presumably trying to get people out of the country. All that bureaucratic paperwork. I hate it, but at least there's someone that can facilitate it. Makes our job easier.
Well, we've got some hell news to drop on him when we see him next.
Of course. It's not gonna... I imagine I know what the look's gonna be. No, he likes running a smooth operation, and this has not been anywhere near that.
I feel that look already. It's like he's miles and miles away, and I'm feeling it boring into the back of my head. Okay, well, I suppose there's not a whole lot we can do for the rest of tonight.
Do what you can to try and maybe pack away a boom buzzer in some place you can deassemble it and hide it. That'd be great.
You do have that attaché case.
Mm-hmm.
So you could disassemble it, and I'd let you put the parts into the bottom of the false panel, and then cover it over, and then you can pack the attaché case with, other gubbins to cover it up. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I'll do that then over the course of the night. I'll very slowly and carefully disassemble Boom Buzzer.
Watch out for the part where Boom Buzzer hides explosives.
Probably grabbing like a drone manual from looking up the one that it looks like, and then your assistant, your little thingy assistant, Hex assistant, managing to find like a little kind of disassembly, Hex video tutorial, and you're trying to kind of follow along with it, and it kind of works, but it's not quite right because obviously there's loads of modifications to it. So you've got to like unscrew like double the amount of screws and panels, and like nothing's quite in the right place anymore.
I just make sure if there's any barrels that I find within the mechanism, I point them away from me as I like.
Yeah.
Somewhere off in the distance, Ope is cringing like, there's something terrible happening.
Something happening to my boy.
Wow.
No.
It's almost like when you EMP'd my laptop.
I made it better afterwards.
I'll fix Boom Buzzer. That'll be fine.
Just combine Boom Buzzer with the laptop.
Like Cedric Diggory's dad after the end of Try Wizard.
boy.
My boy! My son!
I'm gonna put some stickers on it though.
All right.
Gross.
Well, to your benefit now, you have just a couple of micro grenades.
Yeah.
Because they've come out of.
And one white phosphorus grenade.
God.
Yeah, one mini white phosphorus.
Make sure to know which ones do not mix up the micro grenades.
I just got
it's very
bad on it.
It's very clear which one is the white phosphorus because there's WP Fun Bun written on.
Oh no.
God.
Oh no.
Okay.
God.
You
still have the sticky. You still have the sticky grenade, like the thing
no,
that Op hates.
in the club.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We gooped up a bunch of cops.
That's right.
That was phrasing, wasn't it? Right
Yeah. All right. You pack up your belongings, and then the next day, you and I guess they've like hired a bunch of cars to head up there. Oh, I'll tell you what. In fact, there are essentially some like government vehicles, some government drivers from the Zabrovnian government who offer to take the majority of the passengers. Madeline uses one of the embassy's cars and has one of the bodyguards looking after her. I think it makes kind of sense for the session, obviously, with Pope away, that Sherlock's in there with her, which is he's kind of a main aid as well for that anyway, so that makes sense. I think And so, they're heading on the drive themselves, and then again, the Secret Service personnel, the other, the woman that's there with the security detail, because it's only the 2 bodyguards, drives in another car with members of the US delegation. So Nix, you're in that car, but 3 of you're separated out, and you're in one of the Zabrovnian drivers' cars. They have what you very quickly ascertain is a kind of plain-clothed soldier, or maybe kind of, kind of SWAT or kind of special officer of some kind, close protection maybe, sat in the passenger seat at the front. And then it's one of the larger kind of government cars, so it's a bit like a sedan, but you've got like 3 in the middle, 2 in the back, in terms of seating. It's a bit longer, a bit bigger than your average bear. Oh my god, Cat, what are you doing? It's okay, relax. Don't stand there and then you won't fall over. Just having a moment, bless her. And then you are driven for about an hour and a half up into the Zabrovnian Mountains and up into the resort, like the resort village, resort town. There, my friends, you can hopefully see the ski lodge ground floor little blueprint. Can you see that? There we go. Let me take you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take you on a little tour. 101 was obviously the entrance porch, and this is one of those typical. Just Google ski resort, you'll get it. It's perfectly that. Lots of wood everywhere, lots of paneling, lots of hardwood doors, floors, etc. And there's the entranceway. And then 102, you come into a big main lounge area, and then that's obviously got sofas and a nice fireplace and columns all around there. It's got a nice fireplace down here at the bottom with a nice little seating area. Again, lots of nice rugs, hardwood floors. There's a lot of ornaments on the walls of deer and stuff like that. A couple of hunting trophies, a few nice little paintings of the local area, that kind of thing. 104 is the main kitchen, small kitchen that's prepared in there, and it has a bit of a stock of stuff. So when you arrive, as you all kind of start to just kind of make your way and have a little explore, and you're free to do so, no one stops you. And so in there you can see that there is already essentially some deliveries of produce out ready to go. And you've been briefed that lunch and dinner are going to be provided by local staff. So they're essentially going to come in and cook for you. But breakfast is your own devices, basically. But there is stuff here that you can have. Juices, milk, continental breakfast. There's a little bit of for a cooked breakfast too, if you need it. 105 is a scullery, and 106 is a pantry. So that's got all the stuff and fridges and little cupboards and all that kind of stuff that you've got. 107, having a little peek in there, I'm sure this will pique your interest, Nix, is a boiler room and emergency generator. The emergency generator is on the outside of the kind of building facing that right hand side, so there's a couple of windows there. So you've got probably a propane tank outside, and then you've also got that generator, which is essentially just a kind of big metal box by the looks of it from the outside, but inside it'll have an electric generator. 108, A, B, and C and D are all storerooms, essentially. So there's bits probably of ski equipment, bits of maintenance, like a little DIY, so like mechanics tools and stuff like that, but it is proper kind of utility stuff. And 109 is a gym. So you have little running machine, bench press, stuff like that, but just something small. It's not that comprehensive. 110 is a utility room or laundry. So there's a few machines out there, a few dryers too, and you've been briefed as well that you can either ask for some laundered stuff, So you can actually get some stuff laundered in town as well. But you're essentially expected to be looking after your own laundry for here. And then 111, just up from there, A, B, and C. So this is a suite of bedrooms. So this is a suite with a lounge, double bedroom, and bathroom. And this has been designated for use for the Zabrovnian soldiers and close protection officers that are with you at the lodge. It's the same for 112. So there's a suite with a lounge, double bedroom, single bedroom, and a bathroom. And that is again used for close protection officers who are here with you under the Zabrovnian government. And the same for 113 as well. That is a lounge, double bedroom, single bedroom, and bathroom as well for the Zabrovnian soldiers. 114 at the very top there is a fire exit. 15 and 16 are lavatories. If you go right back down to the bottom as well, 117 right there down the bottom there is a fire exit / service entrance. And then 118 is the staircase. So right towards the centre near the lounge area is a staircase up to the first floor. And I can show you the first floor too. Sorry, British first floor. Second floor for everyone else on the call, literally. No, Susie knows where it's at. Yeah. I say ground floor and second floor, so we're not confused. These are all your bedrooms and suites and stuff. Generally speaking, let me double check this. So these essentially be 202, 201, etc. The top kind of bit, so kind of from here round all the way down through here, are all designated pretty much for the Zabrovnian delegation. Then 206, 207 are absent, and then 208 is EU delegates' rooms. 210 is US delegates' bedrooms. 211 is just a double room and a bathroom, and that is Madeline's room. Actually, I can pop this on for you. I can show you this. This is forward-facing information. 212, the very bottom left there, are your bedrooms. So that is enough, I believe. There is 1, 2 beds. Oh, there's a double there. And because it's broken up into US delegates as well, so instead of maybe your bedroom there, so on the US delegation is Nix and Sherlock. So you're in 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then Athrena and what would have been Op are in, let me double check, 8 or 9. So let's just say 8 for the sake of ease.
And Op isn't here, so I get a double.
Here you go.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, so fundamentally, up the top side is the Zabrovnian delegation. At the bottom, the EU and US delegations. You've got 215 are linen closets, kind of towards the middle there. 16 is a lounge area. 17 is a balcony above the entranceway. 218 here, just kind of to the south of the little lounge area, is a smaller kitchenette that you can use for a bit of self-catering if you want to. And there's a tiny linen closet if you want to hide, I guess, in 19.
Mm-hmm.
So, settling in and stuff, is there anything that you want to do in terms of checking the place out or checking out the local area? As I said, they've got amenities and stuff. If there's any establishing work you want to do, if there's any groundwork you want to do, I reckon we can do that in the last kind of 10-15 minutes, just to kind of do a little bit of prep for next time. And then we can bring in the whole team hopefully next time.
Okay, so you said there's like a little village a bit. Is there a place where we can hire snowmobiles?
Yes.
Yeah,
Just in
absolutely.
case we have to have
Yeah.
an extremely cool chase.
Exactly.
What do you mean, just in case? There is absolutely going to be extremely cool ski chase with Uzis
Yes.
and everything. It's on my wish list, guys. And I know
Yeah.
we might just like, have to
Be a
force it.
shame if somebody developed Havel rocket-powered skis.
That seems
Work for the bad guys now.
they appreciate your tech. It's like
They wouldn't ask me to build a stupid shit spider grenade.
That's classic Joxer. I'm just saying, that's classic Joxer.
I'm Xena. Yeah.
I would watch that show. Okay.
Me too. So yeah, I just want to take like a little walk around the town and see what sort of facilities are available. Like if we have to get out of there quickly, are there vehicles around that we could borrow to escape? Is there a grocery store that sells things that could be made into improvised home explosives? Who knows? It's the kind of thing I'm looking for.
Ooh, all right. More like a kind of hardware and gardening shop.
Or even some, just like a little. No, I'm not expecting a massive B&Q, but just like a little. Because it's up in the woods. You gotta.
Nora and Lynn have no
Fix your
idea
own
what
shit.
B&Q is. Don't.
Home Depot is basically what B&Q is. Home Depot.
Oh, you mean Lowe's?
Maybe.
All that, yeah.
I don't know. We have that home base. I don't know what the other one is.
Menards. Save big money
What?
at Menards. No, nobody. Okay.
You can do it if you B&Q it. That's our one.
In the UK, if you say Menards, you're talking about bits,
Oh yeah,
right?
my Nards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have a hardware store called Menards, but I guess that makes sense.
Oh, I value our cultural exchanges.
Yes. Look at this, reaching out across the ocean.
We get this
so
in
yeah,
we get this in the After the Fire green room with Don very often. I enjoy our time.
Yeah.
But Don
Don.
more just kind of looks confused at us and then just,
Just smiles and nods.
yeah. It's very old. It's a very old man energy about that, doesn't he? Bless him. It's like, I don't know what you mean. It's just like, okay. All right, let me write some notes so that we basically establish what's in this town. I don't think there's a hardware store. What I do think there is like, this is very British now. There's a garden shop.
Oh, a little garden centre.
There's a little garden centre. So that's basically, what was maybe a barn or a farmhouse is now for a horticulture instead. It's for gardening and stuff. And it's actually used mainly probably seasonally more to... So the gardeners that are around, and there will absolutely be gardeners that will tend to the lodge as well, they come from there.
Oh, could it be like, because I know near where I grew up, there was a gardening/camping shop that had like waterproofs in it and stuff like that.
It's
you could sell to
100%
tourists.
camping too. It's
Ski
100%
gear,
that. Yeah,
There
it's
you go.
100% that. Yeah. And they're just getting stock in of stuff now, so it's all fresh and shiny and new, and they're ready for the season.
Well, yeah, I'm just visiting, so I'm going to check out some nice gear for if I hit the slopes. I'm definitely not looking at ways to improvise weapons.
Nope, certainly not. Nope.
Okay. I can give you what's there, but then actually doing this stuff, there's going to be some like maybe infiltration roles, stuff like that involved because your close protection, particularly the US close protection, who they're having a very, I think it's Ethan, is it? They're having a very like slightly overprotective attitude, even to the EU delegates, because this is kind of on their watch, and the briefing that has come through from the palace, now that you have been told, is that they believe that the attack because of its location, because of its timing, was trying to jeopardize the talks. And the government line is that they very much would like the talks to go ahead. And so they don't want you to stray too far. So who is it? It's Ethan, and it is trade location cover. And Tessa are being very protective, and they are essentially tracking, not cleverly, not remotely or anything, but they're just tracking where people are going and what they're doing. So you just having a wander into town, they are 100% going to stop you before you go and be asking what you're up to. Because they want to know when you're going to come back. They want to know what your movements are going to be like. It's not just a case of just kind of like walking out the lodge and coming back later, come back at tea time. No, it was like,
Yeah, and I'd 100% feed them that thing. Like I would. Oh, here's the thing, right? Athrena, as Sophie Durand, puts on her most Frenchiest accent, and she's all like complaining that she lives in Nice and it's fucking freezing on the mountain, and she's very cold, so she's going to this stop to get a big coat because she's not used to this cold. She's like any person who's not used to cold temperatures, when they get like ultra weather Karen, and they just keep going on about how cold it is. That's what she's doing right now. Yeah. It's just like, I keep freezing.
Like hangry, but for temperature.
Yeah, I think if Athrena wants to like kind of like ditch our handlers, Nyx can basically act as the super worried, paranoid one of like, okay, what's like the thing has shaken her, like the whole like thing. It's just like now she's just like pestering the two of them about like security stuff constantly.
Oh God, I love that. She's being like,
but like
she's being super paranoid or putting on this super paranoid thing. I love it. I love that so
there
much.
Is something monstrous about Nyx doing this. Like,
no, it's great. That is so good. That is so good. Roll me deception, and I'm going to give you advantage because I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It's so good.
Just like at this point, it's like, oh God, just. Also, it might also be like extra bonus if I need to get away. They just want to avoid me. Like they just don't want to deal with me.
Yeah, I totally get it. That's the outcome you're after. Yeah. Oh God, right. Okay, hang on. Bodyguard. Let's give it. What's their wisdom? Okay.
Wow, that's a good roll.
Very good. It would have gone well either way. I'll tell you that. Cool. Yeah. So. By the time that you're settling in for the afternoon, Ethan already wants nothing to do with you, and Tessa is very politely asking questions, but you can tell that she's got that kind of look of, you're being a time vampire now, and I have important things to do.
He's
so
being
please,
like, very clingy.
Please.
Like, and she's also, she's like thinking like you feel bad for her. Like just like.
Awesome, cool. All right, let me star that as my little thing. Nyx overreactive.
I am the reaction to my own problem. That's what's happening.
Yeah, so you can easily lose them because they don't want to be around you anymore.
Time vampire and Karen.
It's gonna surprise the shit out of them when I just murder someone in front of it. If I murder someone in front of them. It's like oh, what the
fuck? It's like so quick. She just grabbed the poker from the fireplace and just. Anyway, yeah, cool. All right, so there's a garden shop with camping and skis. Nyx manages to, avoid the handler. Yeah, Susie, I do want you to make a deception test. I reckon for sure.
Okay.
To allow you that window of opportunity.
Yeah.
Roll for Karen.
Okay. Roll for Karen.
Roll for Karen.
6. No.
Oh. Okay. They're not going to let you go out. They'll get something in for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's pissy, but she'll like sulk in French in the cafe for a bit, and I think she texts Nyx being like, they won't let me out, it's all on you. Was gonna scope out the town.
Lynn, what else would you be looking for in the town, or what other things do you want to set up? I think I'm muted.
An eye on the staff, and if they come in with their how they're dressed, if they come in their casual clothes and then change, or if they get their stuff from the town. She wants a set of these clothes.
Okay. It's unfortunate because I was thinking that they don't change into anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's I'll tell you what, roll espionage for me, and I'll get you some intel. It's a difficult one to find out just this evening. Just the afternoon, just that you arrive, because no, I'll tell you what, the staff are already there. So yeah, I'll get you an idea of the basics. It's not going to be that hard, to be honest, actually. Just roll espionage for me.
11. Ugh.
11? Cool. That's not too bad. No, I'll offer you an additional question here, but the basics are that, like I briefed, the staff will come in kind of mid-morning, and then they'll cook, and they'll just maybe clean up and do maybe a bit of laundry as needed. There's basically it's what's the word I'm looking for? Not like house matron, housekeeper. There's kind of a housekeeper situation going on, and it's a middle-aged woman comes around, and she will do a fair amount of the cooking. She's going to work with a young guy, a sous chef, probably a student, who's doing a bit of seasonal work or something. And you'll find him peeling spuds and or potatoes, and just prepping stuff for her. But she does most of that. Then there are a couple of young girls, late teens, who aren't quite adults yet. Probably this would be more of like a summer job. They're not going to be there as often, but they'll maybe just do a bit of cleaning, a bit of laundry or something, but they'll do the kind of slightly more kind of menial stuff. And then that's the basics. And then if you want to ask me a question, I don't mind if it's a kind of complicated question either.
How much scrutiny is are the staff given by the security? Like, is it just like checks every so often, or is it like there?
You don't see them actively checking on the staff.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see the close protection guys, who I reckon that you'll be able to make as just as kind of soldiers. They're not like really well trained close protection officers or bodyguards like that. These are just plainclothes soldiers that are essentially been given, like a holdout, like a pistol in a holster under a jacket and stuff instead of a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But you see them talking to the staff, talking to the young guy. They don't really talk to the two girls too much. So they're a bit more. They're on a little bit more familiar terms, but you don't get the impression from what you see, because of the little you understand of what they're talking about, that they're like friends or anything. But It's a little bit more of a casual situation. And that's, I think that's not out of character for your understanding of the situation. It's a very small place, and everyone will know everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a really good pick, really, in the Zabrovnian eyes, at least, that you're here, because they don't have to worry too much about the amount of people that are in the city. They're in like the capital, for example.
Mm-hmm.
They could be a little bit more casual here, and yet still have a good grasp of security.
Yeah. This is probably just for a casual thing. These are, is this a traditional, key ring, key situation, physical key or key card situation.
Yeah, just regular deadbolt keys and Yale locks and stuff, or latches and stuff. Yeah,
Good.
Yeah,
All right.
all the regular boring stuff that's really easy to get out of.
Excellent. Good.
Cool. Any last bits from anyone? Noir, is there anything that you want to? I don't know. Is there anything you want to set up with Havel, or is there anything you want to know?
So I think he would just try and see how he could get on Havel's good side. And he's also working on so what's your plan with the cuties?
Providing they do not come and take action against me, like I said. Nothing really. I want this embargo lifted just as much as you do, so that we can make this and take it to the bigger picture.
I see. I might have some ideas that'll help. But let's see what you've got in mind first. I think that if these talks do go off without a hitch and everybody's allowed to stay on the level, you're not going to get what you want. I think that what you need is a healthy disagreement between nobody trusts each other already. I think what we need to do is we need to fan that fire a bit more. We think that this change in venue is gonna be a fresh start, but it's not. Everybody's on pins and needles, and all it'll take is a little push.
What are you suggesting to do then? There.
Push? I mean, who do you think is your biggest obstacle right now? You get one for free. I'll remove one piece from the board for free.
Probably your friends, if they are being counter to whatever is going on with the talks.
They're here to cause a ruckus, but they're here to cause a ruckus that they can take advantage of. I'm offering you a chance to create a ruckus that you could take advantage of. Same goal, just whoever triggers it knows about it beforehand and can jump on the opportunity before it presents faster than everybody else.
I will need some more details.
Well, let's just say, if you want, I can make the next delegation meeting rather explosive, and you get to choose who's the terrorist.
Another attack, particularly directly on the venue, will not play well. I'm not such a fan, if I'm honest.
Perhaps not on the venue, but a VIP in their own safe location, taken off the board. No traces of entry. I mean, that's bound to get people to start pointing fingers. And the longer they're pointing fingers, the longer they're not working on this embargo.
Let me think. Let me think.
Shut up, Ryan. Go ahead, think about it. In the meantime, if you have a workshop, I am rather stressed, and tinkering usually calms me down.
Of course. But you are you are approached again by the bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
And he holds out one of those zip ties again, and he kind of shrugs an apology.
It's fair.
Yeah, and as soon as you hold your hands out and he's about to tie that, a bag goes over your head again.
You paint me like one of your French girls.
Yeah. You are walked out of there back into a vehicle. You ride for about 10 minutes. You are walked out again on a bit of snow, and then you step up onto like a couple of wooden steps, and then indoors. Once the door is closed, the bag and the zip ties are removed, and you're in a very small little, almost like a tiny little hunting hut, hunting lodge type thing, with just like a single, burner wood stove. There's a couple of guards in bunks, again, just soldier guys who, they were probably napping, and then they're kind of literally sat up in bed or like kneeling on their arm as they're lying on the side, like looking at you. The bodyguard is behind you, and you do have a little workstation here.
Did you guys clean the bag next time?
And the bodyguard kind of looks inside, like
there's some gunk in there.
picking out chicken feathers and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So got a little bit of a workshop. Who here likes Iron Man? Huh? Okay, you all speak Russian.
The woman soldier in the top bunk says a few words, and then you hear Iron Man in the middle of her sentence down to her soldier friend underneath, and he's like, oh yeah, and then he's pointing at you and speak a little bit of Russian.
Takes off his hoodie, and he's got like a tank top as an undershirt. He's like, all right, let's build some weird shit.
That's the thing. That's a lovely image to finish on tonight, I think. That's just him ready to tinker in his little prison. Bless him. To start building
with a box of scraps.
Yeah, you've got shoelaces and egg cartons. Oh wow, cool. Thank you so much, friends. I finally got my twist. Did you like it? Yeah, man. Finally got the twist.
I don't know how much of this is a deception. Like it's just like
I don't know either. What? But you know what, Noir? That's how we play on this channel. That's exactly how we play on this channel.
I got the deception. I got to see all of Hex. So like now the question is, how do I kill Havel and take all of Hex for myself and become the new bad guy?
Let's set up for that.
Yeah, let's start this like, like shadow group, whatever.
Yeah, man. It's kind of a very
going for business for ourselves.
It's kind of a very Bourne Identity vibe about it.
Get in our ass about all of this.
Oh yeah, I'm expecting Discord messages imminently.
Like, what
for sure. Yeah, okay, right. The first domino has fallen. That's absolutely fucking true. All right, friends. Thank you so much. Why don't you have a go round? Let us know where we can find you on the internet, what you're up to next, and all that kind of cool stuff. Thank you for playing again. Please, Noir, kick us off.
Hello, everybody. I am Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma. I just need like 4 more people to subscribe to me on YouTube before I get to actually have a custom URL. So just go to YouTube, look up the Noir Enigma,
I'll go find
and
it.
give me a sub.
I'll go find it.
I greatly appreciate it. Also, I'm on TikTok as just Noir Enigma, and that's my choice. You can find me later tonight over on Chromatic Chimera, where we're playing the 13th Ages game called Woven Realm. I play a dragon spawn that has amnesia and sometimes goes into a fits where he remembers that he was an actual dragon and does stuff. So please come check that out. Yeah, that's me.
Beautiful. Thanks, friend. Susie, what are you up to?
Hello, everybody. I am up to my usual stuff. I play video games on my stream from 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Every weekday. Tomorrow is Tekken and Fighting Games. Friday will be Sea of Thieves. Monday is Crusader Queens. It was not a great session for me this Monday. Let me tell you, my kingdom was great, and then it was gone.
I made some surprising gains.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
See, we flipped, right? Because you'd lost a bunch of Denmark at the start and you got it all back. And then I had tons of Upland and now I've lost it all. It's just, and I got a stupid dude as my ruler right now. And he has no female children, which is an issue. So I got to sort that shit out. But, you know, it's all the perils of the Game of Thrones. Speaking of Game of Thrones, oh, what a segue. I'm in After the Fire this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 p.m. English time. Forget me not indeed. I'm probably going to die, so tune in for it. It's going to be juicy. No, I'm not going to. I'll be fine. Be fine. Other than that, the Black Hat stuff that we do, Spy Game. We played it today. If you'd like to buy it, please. You can buy it on our shop.
It's all right. I'll do that again at the end.
Thanks, Sam. I'm tired.
Oh, bless you.
But yeah, I work with Black Hats Gaming. We just released a spy game, which is available in PDF and physical copy on our store, as well as with a bunch of, you can buy it through Modifius, as well as get the PDF on Drive-Thru RPG if you wish to. We have stuff coming really, really, really soon. I saw one particular thing in layout and it's almost done and it's very sexy and I can't wait to show it to you. That's the thing that Lynn has beautifully provided illustrations for, and then there's another thing on the horizon and I'm so excited about it. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop teasing about things that are coming and I'll hand over to someone else. Thanks, everybody.
On the horizon is a beautifully vague hint, actually. Yeah. But, all right,
I know what I'm doing. There's a reason why I'm paid some money.